Hey, people of Zen, how are you guys doing today? As always, I want to start off with a couple of questions for you. Do you feel like everyone around you, including what you watch on TV or online, is negative? Do you try to be positive, find yourself stuck due to the lack of happy people around you? Well, in today's video, what we're going to discuss is how to rise above in a negative world. But before we do that, if you guys have never been here, what I really love to do on this channel is just inspire everyone mentally, physically, spiritually, financially, and socially, because I truly believe that if we all had a holistic yin-yang balance of each one of these areas on earth, we would eliminate hunger, famine, slavery, war, disease, and have more health, wealth, and abundance together as one human unit on this entire planet. So how do you rise above in a negative world? It's not that simple, but it's not hard. And the reason why it's not that simple is because it all comes down to the mindset. It's very hard to reprogram your subconscious and your mind to think differently. So once you're able to get over that, then it becomes pretty simple because you will know the rules and formulas to actually make this happen. But again, our current world's in a very interesting time. And as of this recording, this is in December of 2020, which we all know the year 2020 is the year that never happened, right? And you know what I'm talking about if you've experienced the year 2020. But if you study the greats of the world, every one of them have risen above and during their time when it was things that seemed impossible or when they were seeking change or for something different, they had to rise above that environment. So think about inventions, again, that have changed the world, such as, again, our smartphones, our vehicles, the internet, microchips, lasers, all kinds of things. But before they were invented, again, it started in someone's mind when that person actually presented that thought to, the average person or the other people. They got ridiculed and laughed at. They told them it was impossible, that would never happen, you're crazy, it can't be done. So really think about that. Look at your current smartphone today. If you're watching this video, hold that up and just kind of examine it. And then think about this 50 years ago, if someone were to tell you that this type of technology would exist now. For the people that are born, in the 80s, 90s or so, it's not that hard to believe because we were brought up with, technology. But for people who are not, again, this concept was so radical that they were like, this is impossible. There's no way. Why would you even think of that? But the point of this is when you rise above things in a negative world, that's what you will deal with. Whenever you go against the grain, against the masses, you're going to be attacked verbally, sometimes even physically. But you have to be able to rise above that and stay strong, because people that do have those thoughts, a lot of times the very unique or there's small percentage of people are the ones that actually change the world. But you have to stick with your values and your trust and your faith to be able to get through that. So you want to make sure you keep feeding your mind and energy with positive, healthy nutrients. So again, you can read positive, healthy books, surround yourself around positive, healthy people, become really one with God and Jesus. Like I highly recommend that. So you have to be able to really become more spiritual, I should say, not necessarily religious in my opinion, but spiritual, and go more with, read the Bible more, become more with God and Jesus. And now when I say spiritual and over religion, there's a distinction there, because a lot of times people want to replace God and Jesus with other things. And I believe that you have to get stronger with God and Jesus. So yes, I do believe directly in God and Jesus, but not necessarily religion per se. So hopefully that makes sense. But you want to get strong with your connection there spiritually, and then also meditate and just literally drown yourself with positive thoughts. If you need positive quotes, go online, maybe download a few, print them out like I did, put them around your room or your office or your kitchen or your bathroom. Just hang them up so you see them every day and you read them. So it reminds you that you have to keep your mind positive, because when it seems like everyone's out to get you, everyone is negative, and you're the only one that's positive, sometimes people would just give in and just convert over and then pretty much turn the light out or dim it regarding their dreams and their aspirations in life. And it reminds me of, again, the movie The Matrix had so many good meanings in it. And that movie's 20 years old, over 20 years old, but it still is relevant today, because it's like, wow, this movie is so old, but people still reference it as if it came out yesterday because it's really making more sense 20 years later than when it first came out. So that's very interesting. And I totally forget the guy's name. He was, again, unplugged from the Matrix. He was part of the freedom fighters, but what did he do? He decided to go back into the Matrix and sold them out and sold out the freedom fighters and gave Agent Smith their information just so he can enjoy a stake that he knew was not real, but he, again, just gave up and caved in. So many people do that to where they were literally fight to keep the system alive, even though they know it's fake. Most people are oblivious to the system. They don't even know what it is when you say that. Or do you know what the Matrix is, the actual real Matrix? And they won't know. But once you unplug, you know what it is. And you have to be able to get past that, because it kind of frustrates you when you see you're trying to help people, but they're not taking the bait and they are staying in their little hamster wheel but complaining. So some people just like that, or you have to kind of leave them alone. But get those types of people out of your inner circle. They may still be your good friends. You may still have lunch or dinner with them once in a while, once every couple months or quarter, but you want to surround yourself every day with positive, happy people that have a similar mindset than you. Not necessarily exactly the same, because you want people to be able to challenge you and that are smarter than you so you can learn from. But when you're rising above a negative world, this is key to being able to do so, because you will have days where you feel defeated, you feel hurt, you feel down, you just don't want to do anything. But when you rejuvenate yourself with positive affirmations, inspirational books and quotes and positive people, that will be able to rejuvenate you as well. So I just wanted to make this quick audio blog for that, to let you guys know that this is how you rise above in a negative world. Never give up, never stop fighting, because again, any great person that has fought in order for us to live happy and free, at least in this current world, what we have left, they did have to go through major sacrifices and things for us. So same thought, you have to kind of go through those sacrifices and those challenges in order to appreciate the greatness and the positives of the world. But that's all that I have for you guys. Just hopefully let me know what you think about that in the comments below, if you agree, if you disagree, or what other topics you would like for me to cover or talk about, and what are some things that you do to actually stay positive in a negative world and to push through that resistance. And as always, I want to leave you guys with the quote of the day, and this quote is from Michael Korda, and Michael said, "To succeed it is necessary to accept the world as it is and rise above it." And I'll say that one more time. To succeed, it is necessary to accept the world as is and rise above it. This is Greg with Planet Green Zen signing off. You guys have a great day, and I will talk to you soon.